go. When I was young, a lot of stories begin that way. But when you're looking back at love and past relationships, you're not just looking back at a different time or place or a cast of characters, you're looking back at another you. Because that you, the you that first encountered love, that charmingly naive and innocent you, doesn't really exist anymore, does it? Because after that first flowering of love, you know, when you're overcome by it and you feel that all that promise of both the present and the future, right after that comes the part where somebody rips your heart out from your chest and tosses it on the ground and stomps on it and tosses it aside, right? Because it seems that inevitably, after the first romance, comes that first heartbreak. I have to keep my tether close to me. There's been clouds across the moon now, these 3 nights past, and the songbird's been singing as if it were his last night on earth. And he seems to be singing to my ears alone. If I listen too closely, he whispers a song. Not at home, not alone, never coming home. I keep going through the motions of getting through the days, even when I can't see tomorrow through the haze of yesterday. My heart's just like a leaf in autumn, tumbling in the breeze. There's nothing to hold on to and no one to please. Now he's not at home, not alone, never coming home. I become so accustomed to living here alone. No more do I listen for sounds of you sleeping here. Not at home, not alone, never coming home. Not at home, not alone, never coming home. Not at home, not alone, never coming home again. That first heartbreak, I wrote that song when I was 17, and I have to admit that in my case at least, some of that heartbreak was a little bit fraudulent maybe, because I didn't have a boyfriend. It was some crush that I didn't crush back, I guess. I don't even remember now who it was, but that's not the point, right? It's not The boy might have faded from memory, but the pain is what you remember, right? Especially when it happens again and again, you know? And to the point of being uncomfortable. So I tried. At one time I thought to myself, you know what? I think I should be different. I think I need to approach this differently. I think I need to be someone who's tough, you know? I'm gonna be one of those tough girls. One of those girls that doesn't care about anything, one of those girls that doesn't get involved. Someone, in fact, who wasn't really a lot like me at all. I was born in the city, on the dark side of the moon. And my daddy was a ghost, an empty closet in my room. Every night I'd hear my mama cry, dragging tears that covered the air. And the sound of the freight train rolling to nowhere. The scent of a woman in me, the heat that comes from under the ground. But I was born with my daddy's heart. I stayed ice cold inside. And every night I'd hear the freight train whistle, calling me down the line. Every night I'd hear the freight train whistle, calling me down the line. You say you wanna love me, my heart can't be true. There's a hole straight through my soul, where the wind comes howling through. Like a freight train, like a freight train. Now I work in a barroom where I smile and tell pretty lies, and they can still smell the woman in me. I can tell by the look in their eyes. I put their coins in my pocket, that's as close as they'll get to me. 'Cause my heart is like a freight train, it keeps on moving to stay free. My soul is like a freight train, it keeps on moving to stay free. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a freight train.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might have been better for me in the long run if I actually was like that, whoever she is, this tough chick, you know? But the one who doesn't get involved with things, me, my problem was always too much of the involvement thing, you know? And also with completely crazy people sometimes. And there's a period of my life where I kind of call it love madness. And it was a period of years before I figured out what was I thinking? I had no resistance to your sartorial flair. Can I be blamed if I went and got missed out? The hard times were higher than most. Fine white powders and psychedelic toast. Kept up with your demanding, kinky sexual tastes. Learned all your favorite jokes. And I couldn't walk away. But I could dance with the devil and live to tell the tale. I couldn't see the truth. The darkest side of you was always in the room. While we were drinking, you were just fine. Spent our money on caviar and wine. You showed me my weaknesses, and I guess I was enough. Can I be blamed if I went for the ride? Tomorrow doesn't last in your world. Money goes missing, it comes out the door. My bank account's broken, my credit card too. You were just an expensive lesson to learn. But I couldn't walk away. But I could dance with the devil and live to tell the tale. I couldn't see the truth. The darkest side of you was always in the room. And I couldn't walk away. But I could dance with the devil and live to tell the tale. I couldn't see the truth. The darkest side of you was always in the room. And I couldn't walk away. But I could dance with the devil and live to tell the tale. I couldn't see the truth. The darkest side of you was always, it was always in the room. And so I did it, it took me a while. It took far too long for me to learn how to stay away from criminals, but I did. And, it's not something I'm proud of, but decades later it does make for a good story, and maybe a good song. But, I found, even once I stayed away from the criminal classes, I found that there were sort of minor crimes and misdemeanors of a common and garden variety going on all the time. I found I had this penchant, this real thing, for falling in love with people who don't exist. Love is an illusion, born of the confusion, and I know you is standing there, right in front of you. Love is an illusion, born of the confusion, and I know you is standing there, right in front of you. It comes on like a rainstorm on a soft, sweet summer breeze, washing away all your common sense with the first taste of his kiss. You're drowned in his liquid eyes, his whiskers tickle your chin, and his right hand sneaking down your back. He's got that perfect grin, and you know that you're lost, and you know that you're lost, and you know that you're lost. Love is an illusion, born of the confusion, and I know you is standing there, right makes you tremble and explode. Sweet and sticky, just like peach juice dribbling down your chin. But then before you know it, all the cold dark clouds are gathered. You got him jaws turn into the devil with a smile upon his face as he slams the door, as he slams the door, as he slams the door. Love is an illusion, born of the confusion, and I know who is standing there right in front of you. Love is an illusion, born of the confusion, and I know who is standing there. Or even when you're standing out, you're on planet Earth. You're on planet Earth. You're on planet Earth. Illusions, right? Illusions, those lies we tell ourselves, the things we get ourselves to believe. And the wisdom to see beyond them, that always comes at a price, right? There's always a cost for that. And usually it's time, among other things. See, in my day, we got married, right? We married our mistakes. And so they became at least semi-permanent, you know, and you had a long, long time to watch those dreams turn to ashes. That's how your eyes were when I met you, and I didn't hear the voice at the back of my head, the one that said, you know that road, girl, and you know where it goes inside of me. There's a piece I was missing, I thought I could see it, but it wasn't you, it was something from inside my head that bounced back out instead. It said you know me, but it lied to my heart. blame you for being the devil when I was so blind. I can blame you for becoming the devil. You saw the flaws in me. You got your claws in me, cold and blue. It's like a poison to a heart that's true. And love just can't bloom when the seeds are dead. You were all in my head, and you lied to my heart. You lied to my heart. You're so cold and blue. So of course, I fell for someone with an icy, icy heart. And of course, it took me way too long, years too long, to figure it out. But once you've been through an experience like that and you figure it out, you think, okay, I know what I did wrong there, right? I know. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But you ignore the fact that it's entirely possible to make a whole new set of mistakes. Your love was like a thief in the night, crawling through my bathroom window. Words spill out and dark becomes light, technicolor lies, truth on the side. But we were happy, weren't we, with a lie of love. And if I squeeze my eyes shut, it's still a lie of love. When I met you, I was lost in the woods. I was blind but loved the feeling. You wrote me up in your storybook, didn't realize I had my own disguise. But we were happy, weren't we, with a lie of love. And if I squeeze my eyes shut, it's still a lie of love. I was never so happy to be so blind. A delusion of love to help pass the time. I hate the colors in your cartoon world, where I'm lost in your delusions. Shiny toys and girls must be girls. Never compromise, it's written in the skies. But we were happy, weren't we, with a lie of love. And if I squeeze my eyes shut, it's still a lie of love. And if I squeeze my eyes shut, it's still a lie of love. I mean, it's something we all pretty much have in common after, we've been on this earth for a certain amount of time, right? Like the one that got away, that's kind of a mistake. At least most of us have collected at least one of those ones that got away over the years. That delightful meet cute, that tentative meeting of the souls that just goes like a breath of smoke in the slightest of breezes. Every time I hear that mission bell, it takes me back to that night I remember so well. Back to that night when the moon turned blue, love began. Oh, it brings me back to you. Church bells were ringing from a wedding across the street. We were only going for a drink, intoxicated by the stars that were aligned. I fell into belief, I fell into love. Every time I hear that mission bell, takes me back to that night I remember so well. Back to that night when the moon turned blue, love began. Oh, it brings me back to you. But time flowed between us like a river divides the plains. And love by itself, it wasn't enough. And soon not enough becomes nothing at all. It's still the one single thing I never had. Every time I hear that mission bell, it takes me back to that night I remember so well. Back to that night when the moon turned blue, love began. Oh, it brings me back to you. Tonight bells are ringing, chimes tumbling from above. I see your face in every crowd. Is there ever a second chance? Can time find my heart? And where is your number? And do I dare? Every time I hear that mission bell, it takes me back to that night I remember so well. Back to that night when the moon turned blue, love began. Oh, love began. Every time I hear that mission bell, it takes me back to that night I remember so well. Back to that night when the moon turned blue, love began. Oh, it brings me back to you. I did have one of those ones that got away, and I say that in the past tense because several years after the getting away part, he actually came back and, we did the thing, we had a fling, and it ended up being horribly mediocre, which is probably the worst outcome, the worst possible outcome for that. And it made me realize, it made me think, maybe some things are actually best left as a fantasy and not acted upon. And that maybe there's some wisdom in realizing when you're supposed to act and when you just leave things alone, Wisdom that was hard-won for me. And around that same time, I was thinking about things. So I had this major epiphany, this realization, like a big light bulb moment when I thought to myself, maybe it's not so bad to be alone. And maybe I actually even like living on my own, And I was having this very thought, and I was on holidays in New York City on my own. And I was sitting there in this tiny jazz bar in Harlem, perfectly contented with my aloneness. And the gods must have been listening. And they laughed. And they decided, well, what happened was that I fell in love at first sight before the end of that very night. And the roller coaster and the ups and downs and 2 bad marriages and all that crap. Fate or the gods or whoever it was decided to show me that love still had a few tricks up its sleeve to show me. Although honestly, at this point I'm hoping there aren't any more tricks. I've had enough tricks. Because you know what? In the end, love is all we've got.